Hey everybody, welcome in. My name is Josh. This is the Gaming Joy channel, and we are, I don't know what we're doing. We're on Hutan Pantai, and I don't even know if I'm going to do those contracts because I'm struggling. I don't understand how I'm supposed to do that contract. I mean, for real, right? Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Sorry for the delay, which is actually kind of weird. Look at this. Look at behind my head, right? Turn my camera off. Why doesn't it actually say Hutan Pantai on there? What's going on? Why does it not show the map name when you start a game in multiplayer? That's stupid. I don't know. It's too much for me to understand, too much for me to know, but at least my camera is keeping me centered, sort of. All right, let's get started. So, what's going on? Let's take a look. We're starting off at this farm lately because this is the most recent farmhouse we built. I think that's the way the farmhouses work, where if you own more than one farmhouse, it just picks the next farmhouse, the most recent farmhouse, and that's where it starts you. I think. Seems like what's happening. And as you notice, we are on Hutan Pantai, and Walter, haha, bye Walter, and Ben, bye Ben, see you later, are gone. So wonderful. Those guys are gone. They were getting on my nerves. Seriously. So anyways, I've been actually playing. I put in about 12, 13, maybe 15 hours on this playthrough since the last time we played, and I'll show you what's happened. So to start off with, let's look at our farms. So our main farm, the logging and surface crops farm, is up to $732,000. I think we're going to actually send some of the money from this farm to this farm to help them get started. But we'll do that maybe today, maybe later, who knows, whatever. The rice and kimchi farm is slowly getting upgraded, and we have a good set of equipment on the rice kimchi farm. And we'll switch over to that farm real quick, which is the farm we're actually on. It's physically where we are. And as you can see, nothing's changed. Well, sort of. We've got a little bit more equipment. We've got a couple more things. We got a stone picker. We got this lime spreader right here, which kind of matches the Montana, like color scheme wise. And then we got the Sky X50 fertilizer spreader. We got the really small one because, well, we have really small tractors on this farm. We've got another tractor, which is pretty cool. We actually found this on the Not Mod Hub. And so we have the 1233, and then we have the 985, and it's actually a little bit smaller. Like they're both pulled up to the same, pretty much the same line, but this one's shorter front to back. And it has this kind of weird overhang on the back lid. I don't know if that's real or whatever, but whatever. It's kind of cool tractor. But this is like smaller horsepower, only 95 horsepower, where this one's like edited to be 293 horsepower. Even though it's 293 horsepower, it's still not that much. Hey, Blue Zach, Gaming with Just Show. Welcome in. Thanks, guys, for being here. We have some rice fields that are, well, ready to harvest. And we have lots of this rice saplings. We keep producing more and more and more. And in between the last time and this time, we did a little bit of work. So I mowed around the farm, I made some silage, sold some silage, and then we bought, we fixed the farmlands because you know how much I love fixing farmlands. This farmland is now just this whole area under here. There's a new farmland here, which is this forest area, which we may or may not buy. We'll see. And then I ended up buying field 34 and field 29. Now I bought 34 and 29 so I could merge 34. I didn't realize that kind of lip was there. Let's fix that lip. So I can merge these into one big grass field. We'll look at it while I'm in the construction menu. And so I made a nice big grass field over here because that's what I wanted. This is the rice and kimchi farm, and these fields are they're too big and open to really to flatten enough for, in my mind. I have seen other people try to like create some stepped rice paddies on this area here, but I didn't really feel like doing that. So anyways, so we made this big, huge grass field, and then we'll make another grass field over here on the other side. Boop. And boop. But we harvested this grass field here. We rolled it, and then we harvested all this hillside grass, which is great. And then we have these peas green beans to harvest. Once we harvest these, I'm planning on flattening this all the way around through this kind of bump over to here, or I might bring this level over to there and raise things up. But we're going to flatten all of this land into one big rice field. And then we're going to plant some long grain rice. Because what we have over here is the short grain rice. Grain rice. And we need some long grain rice. Just because, why not? But that's the rice and kimchi farm. That's how we're doing over there. Let's jump over to the other farm. We have to jump between farms now because that's just how we do. We'll go over here logging one for a minute. I separated all the vehicles out just to make the 3 farms that we're supposed to do for this challenge separate. And so they all have their separate accounts, separate vehicles, whatnot. And they don't share tractors, share tractors at all. So this one is a JCB farm. The one in the middle is going to be probably a Fent Agco farm. And then the other one on the far side is going to be the Iseki farm. Anyways, because I like to have all things branded the same. Anyways, so this farm's all set. We haven't done much other than a few minor like harvesting things. This spinach field came up for its first harvest last month, and as you can see, it is ready for some weeding. Let's go get that started. Actually, the spinach field needs to be weeded, so we're gonna go do that. We're gonna use this. Where is the weeder? Where's the weeder? I swear I had a weeder at some point. I had another tractor too. Oh, here he is. Apparently this guy was doing a weeding contract. Do I have any contracts for this folks? Nope. So apparently this guy was doing a weeding contract and he finished. Or maybe I have to finish this field. What is it? Yeah, it looks like there's weeds in this field too. Let's just attach. Yeah, just do your thing. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Actually, let's do this. Nope. I'll let the AI figure it out. He has to weed that field, then we have to weed the spinach field too. Anyways, that's it for this field. So much to manage now. And I gotta do it all fast because I'm trying to like still to have 1 day months. So over on the animals and cereal farm, we are slowly growing our holdings. Now we have a leased lizard tractor, harvester and header that we're using for contracts. And we have a barn here that's open because it's open, but we're just kind of camping here. We don't actually own it yet. And we actually bought this tractor, which is the Fendt Vario 926. I actually like this one. It looks kind of cool, except it's dirty right now. And then we have the Unimog 1600. And the 1600 is, you know, it's a Unimog. Whatever. Slightly edited to have more capacity, but it's a Unimog. And I can use both of those as tractors, so that is super beneficial to me. And we've been doing some contracts. We also got a forage wagon. I believe this is on lease right now because we can't afford it yet, but we're going to have a forage wagon. This is the smaller of the Fendt forage wagons. This is from the Fendt Tego pack that I edited. It's kind of like a short version of the one that's on ModHub, but that's cool. Anyways, we're going to do a weird contract tonight. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm still trying to figure that out. Because, yeah. Like, how am I supposed to do this? Can I hire a worker for this one? No. Like, can I course play this guy? Can I create course play? I accepted these contracts thinking they might be cool, but yeah, no, not working. So course play, no. I can only do silo loading. That sucks. I don't think I can actually do that. Start job. What's he gonna do? Can this guy actually like horse play this thing? Can I silo load this field with course play? I don't even know. Can I like follow along with the tractor? Because I don't think those things have very much like storage. So I think it's going to quickly like overflow, or it's going to like pull stuff into its internal storage and like start losing crops. Can I do this? If I kind of stay within range, will this work? I mean, it's kind of working. I don't know. This is a special contract. This is one of the additional contracts mod. So the additional contracts mod adds a couple cool contracts. One of them that's really awesome is forage contracts. And I know our friend Outlaw, who used to come to this channel, he loves foraging. He asked me multiple times about foraging contracts. I didn't want to add them, so I let another modder add them as part of their mod. So there's forage contracts, which are cool. This one is this has a fruit collection contract, which is what we're doing right now. But it's really designed for follow me or whatnot or multiplayer. But since, see, at this point I don't know where he's going. Where are you going, dude? I want to see what happens. Like, what is he gonna do now? Like, you went ahead in a straight line from where I started you. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna watch him and see what happens. Anyways, these are special contracts. So if you look in my contract screen, we have over here, we have a fruit collection contract, which comes with the one we're doing right here is Field 24. And it comes with this equipment. But the problem is this equipment kind of expects multiplayer. Like you can't use a ropa. Like you can't use this thing in single player. It just doesn't work. Because it doesn't have a... Or does it? Actually, it's showing that it has an internal capacity. Normally the ropa doesn't have an internal capacity, so I'm confused. Maybe this is edited for this contract thingy. Sorry, I gotta unfold this thing. I don't know if you guys have ever used this thing. This thing is pretty freaking cool. Oh yeah, he does. He has a little bit of internal capacity. So we have about 8,000 liters of an internal capacity. So if I just drive around, I can just scoop up some parsnips and then drop it off in my trailer. Right? There is some controls, so you can swing the arms like this. And as you swing the arms... Can I just do this? No. There we go. As you swing the arms, the thing in the on the right side now, it counterbalances the arms, which is super cool. But I played on in Farms in 22. I did a multiplayer challenge on Frankenmuth with a bunch of people, and we were making like $2.5 million of 2.5 million liters of silage every day basically. And so we were collecting it and then putting it into a silo, and then I have to come over here, start overloading, and then come over here and hopefully collect what we collected or something. Anyways, we were using the ropa to clean up the silage clamp, which is how they're supposed to work. And it was actually pretty cool. I'd never played like that. It was really awesome in multiplayer. It really benefited the whole multiplayer thing. But we use this is the only time I ever used this machine. This machine is pretty cool for cleaning out silage clamps, but it really kind of needs multiplayer. If this is part of the, I think this is part of the modded equipment that comes with this mod. That doesn't make sense. The modded equipment that comes with the additional contracts mod. Oh, I'm full. That's why it's not picking it up. This is going to take forever. I would actually set this thing up to like have a little bit more capacity. Maybe like 50,000 liters instead of 10. Because this is going to take forever. It's cool though. Because I have to keep jumping back and forth, which is annoying. I have to come over here, hit the button again, come over here, watch the trailer fill up. Then go 20 feet forward. And then do it all over again. This contract's gonna take a little while, but at least it does 2 rows at once. So that's something. Pretty cool. I've never done this type of contract before, but it makes sense, right? you are doing like essentially a harvesting contract on a parsnip field. And I'd much rather do this than do like a regular parsnip harvesting contract, because those are stupid annoying with that little like 2 meter thing. Like you want a Colossus to do those kind of contracts. So this is pretty cool. I actually like it. I like this additional thing. And the forage contracts are actually really fun too, because you get to use big forage harvesters with the double trailer, and they have special trailers that are part of this mod that allow you to use a double tandem trailer on a forage harvester, which is equally fun. And so I did a couple of those. So I've been doing a bunch of contracts on this Can You Survive series, trying to build up funds for the third farm. The second farm is pretty much ready. I want to say, I don't know if ready is the right word. The second farm is pretty much set up the way I want. The last thing we want to do is that second or fourth rice field to get our long grain rice field. And we may actually have that I don't know, like this field right here could be used for rice, but I'm thinking some of these big, huge, wide, flat fields could also be used for rice. So maybe some of the ones in the middle could be used for rice. And so we don't necessarily need to own fields that are right next to our farm, but maybe like this one right here that we're looking at straight in front of us, which is field 7. Maybe we take like field 1, 2, 7, and 6, merge them all into one ginormous field, and then the rice and kimchi farm will own that as a super massive rice field. That would be pretty cool. Because we got to make some rice for the rice and kimchi farm. And I think we're delivering to 105. So my second favorite thing to do, which is drive through downtown Hutan Pantai, going down one-way streets the wrong way. Just like the most fun thing ever. Let's cut through the entrance of the hospital. Taking my truck through the entrance. It's not bad for stock vehicles, right? But how is everyone doing? How are you guys doing? Bruce used that mouse to collect pay dirt on Yukon Valley. That's actually a good idea. It works pretty good. It's just, it's hard to use in single player, honestly. How do we dump? Let's look at our menus. I did get that new mod that came out to edit your F1 menu. I haven't figured out how to use it yet, partially because I didn't actually read it. Let's do left. Sure, left. I don't think I've ever... Okay, why is this not going up? I did... Left. Trigger. Parsnips. Yes. Dump. Whoa. I didn't know that this trailer tipped like that. Oh, I might use this trailer more often. That's cool. Like a full super dump on the right side. That's cool. Left. I think that's the fastest dump I've ever seen from a base game trailer. Right? I'm not crazy with that, am I? That's an insanely fast dump. All right. Fellowship. That's punny. This bridge here is really nice looking. I'm surprised no one else has used it. I haven't seen any map makers use that bridge. Cut you off. Good job, Josh. That was a really good cutoff. I'm glad I didn't do this contract on a really, really big field, because this would have taken forever. Shift tab. I. Start the engine. I didn't turn the engine off. But yeah, so Joe was asking earlier, why didn't I just use follow me? And in all honesty, follow me was the first thing I thought of. But follow me doesn't work in multiplayer. And for those of you who are like, well, why don't you just edit it and turn on multiplayer? That's what I did. I tried to do that. And I got to show you guys this because it's hilarious. So hold on, let's open the thing. VS code. There. Open folder. I gotta show you this. This is hilarious. I laughed so hard when I read this. Here's additional contracts. All right, so if we look at my mod folder for this gameplay, we have Can You Survive? And then what mod was it? What are we talking about? Follow Me, right? So we go to Follow Me. Actually deleted Follow Me out. So Follow Me is going to be here, probably. So I deleted Follow Me because I'm playing on multiplayer now because it doesn't work anymore. But if you look at Follow Me, you open up the mod, blah, 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 blah. And then you come down here to where it says multiplayer. It says, and look at what this guy's put in here. He says, no, this is not some false true switch that magically can make this mod work in multiplayer. He actually put a comment in there basically telling me and other people like me, don't think that you can actually get this to work by just turning this on. Do not change this, as it will not do what you want it to do. I laughed so hard when I read that. I was like, that's the kind of comment I would leave in code. You know what I mean? Like, that's totally something I would do. Being like, hey, idiot, no, it's not going to work the way you think it is, so don't even try. Because that's literally what I was doing. I was like, oh, I could probably just turn on multiplayer, no big deal. I'm sure that's the way it works. And then, of course, I read that, and I'm like, okay, fine. The downside is that I'm not in multiplayer right now. I'm in multiplayer, but I'm not in multiplayer. You know what I'm saying? So in multiplayer, like true multiplayer, multi-client, I can still see why Follow Me wouldn't work. And I know how the client server communications work with multiplayer vehicles and stuff like that. So I can see why there might be a problem with Follow Me in multiplayer, but so I understand there's a ton of extra code to do to get multiplayer to work. I get that. Because I've seen a lot of that code trying to get contract boosts and other mods to get to work in multiplayer that I'm been trying to help other people get their mods to work in multiplayer, right? So I've seen all of that. I know how hard it is. The synchronization for multiplayer synchronization between client and server is like the worst. It's so annoying. So I understand. But right now I'm not really in multiplayer. I'm still in single player. You know? So, yeah. Yes, Joe. That's the same reason. So client and server synchronization is the #1 problem with multiplayer. And so what happens with contract boost in multiplayer, which I haven't solved yet, is that in multiplayer, the server thinks it's one price, and the client, what you see when you accept the contract, is another price. And those prices are not the same. So when the server goes to grant the contract, when you complete it, it gives you the default price, not the boosted price. And so I still have to figure that out. I just haven't done it yet. All right. One of my favorite things about this machine is the counterbalance things. This is the counterbalance arm. It's so cool. And I have one more field to do after this. I don't know if it's parsnips or something else like that, but it does kind of look like a scorpion. I see that. Now, I don't know if this contract is just going to finish when I deliver this next load and not let me collect everything, because this contract, because it's a custom contract, doesn't really adhere to contract boost, which allows you to maintain access to a field after a contract is completed. Since this contract is a custom contract, that's one of the big updates I want to do for contract boost before I release the update, is not only fix multiplayer, but I also want to support all of the custom contract mods, such as roller missions, lime missions, and additional contracts. I want to support all of those mods before I try to release an update. If I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but if I can. But I've had a lot of other stuff that I've been working on and not had time to work on contract boost. Mainly because it's frustrating. It's like when your mom tells you to clean your room and you're a teenager and you're like, I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to not do it until, you know, she takes away my PlayStation. Hey, Deep South, how you doing? We're doing a fun contract right now. We're doing a fruit collection contract. We have 2 of them. And I know it seems like I'm just always doing contracts, but I'm building 3 separate farms and building up those 3 separate farms from nothing. So we have to do some contracts to make money to be able to buy equipment, because this Can You Survive challenge requires 3 sets of equipment, 3 farms, 3 complete farms, each with their own set of products they produce and type of work that they do, as well as 3 sets of equipment. And because I love to do things brand centric, I have 3 different brands of equipment. We're doing this farm is going to use Fendt stuff. The fruit and kimchi farm is going to use Iseki. And actually we should slow down the time a little bit to make sure that we have time to harvest our rice fields, because we're going to have to harvest those. Oh, we're almost done. 100% transported for this field, but I've transported 100% of what this field is expecting. this contract is expecting, but I haven't finished harvesting it yet. That's okay. That's probably just due to the like the 90% contract finishing thing, where as long as you get 90% of the work done, you've done enough. I do like to do it perfectly, which is why I give you I added as a feature of Contract Boost that it lets you access the field even after you've finished it. And I did hear some people actually reporting or letting me know of some potential bugs with Contract Boost, and I've gotten this one a couple times. And one of the outstanding bugs with Contract Boost that exists still to this day, and it's not really a bug, it's just the game, which is that after you finish a grass contract or a harvesting contract with Contract Boost active, you will have access you will still have access to the field, which means you can pick up the straw or pick up the grass that you just mowed from a mowing contract, right? That's the whole one of the biggest benefits of Contract Boost, and then one of the reasons I wrote it, right? That's the reason I did it. That's the reason I set it up that way. All of that, yada yada. But one of the things that happens is if you finish a contract. Oh, look, it lets me still have access to the field and pick the rest of them up. That's cool. If you finish a contract with Contract Boost active and you quit out of your game, like, okay, I finished it, I'll just collect the money later, or I have to log out now, but I'll come back in later and I will collect the grass, right? That kind of stuff. That doesn't work. Because the game engine has this thing where it recalculates every contract when you exit out of the game and come back in. So it'll recalculate that contract to see if it's done. And if it is done, it removes your access. And so what that does is, let's fold back up. What that does is, in this instance, where you've exited the game and come back kind of thing, it is removing your access to the field, and Contract Boost isn't forcing that access back, if that makes any sense. It's not readjusting that access to make sure you have it. So I'm going to try to fix that, but I haven't fixed it yet. So basically, if you're doing a grass work or a harvesting contract and you want to collect the spoils of that contract, yada, 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 which also works for like cultivating contracts where you can collect rocks from cultivating contracts. Just do it in the same play session. That's it. It'll still work as long as you're in the same play session. The one that you can actually exit the game and come back is bailing missions. So if you are like, let's say you're doing a grass contract and you bail up the bales and you just leave them in the field, they're still your bales because you bailed them up. Or you're doing a bale collection contract, they're still your bales. Or not bale collection, but let's say you're doing a harvesting contract and you bale up the straw, but you leave it on the field, you don't pick it up, it'll still let you keep those bales. As long as you have the settings turned on for it, it'll still let you keep those bales. So that still works, just so you know. Same thing for like a bale wrapping contract. All the bales you wrap for a bale wrapping contract, if you have the setting to keep bales, you'll still be able to keep them. It just... you'll lose access to the field. So make sure you finish, or the one thing I do is if I know I don't have enough time to finish mowing and windrowing and baling up a field, I will stop the mowing at like 90% completion and just leave the mower on the field, and then I'll save my game, exit, quit, come back to an hour later or whatever, and not finish the mowing until I know I have enough time to pick up the grass. Like, I have to have enough time to do both, if that makes any sense. I'm actually really enjoying this machine. This is a cool machine. This probably falls under the category of machines that are way too expensive for what they do. I think the other way you could do these fruit collection contracts is all you really need is the forage. What's it called? The lizard forage pickup, right? That's the thing, isn't it? The lizard forage pickup should allow you to pick up anything off of the ground. And I think for these contracts, that should also allow you to pick up fruit for this fruit collection contract. So I think that would be the only other device you could use to pick stuff up off the ground. Red beets in this one. It's pretty cool. It's the first time I've done a contract on a red beet field that I actually enjoyed doing the contract. Because I normally hate doing red beet contracts. Well, welcome in, everybody. How is everyone else doing? What are you guys up to? I can't believe I've been putting in so many hours on this map. I think the multiplayer thing kind of kicked me off. It was like, now that I can have each farm have its own equipment, and like when I look at the contract menu, I'm like, oh, what does this farm do? What does that farm do? And like, so if I think of like the farm that I'm, the logging farm, they're for the logging style contracts, right? The logging style stuff. Whereas this one that I'm doing, oh, totally getting that. Let's do that. And then, where's that? Hold on. Where's that one? Farmland 2? Where's 2? Oh, 2 is right next to where I was. Hold on. I'm going to get this contract so we can chaff this field, because that sounds super fun. I'll show you guys the chaffing contract. Okay. So I'm doing this. We're going to accept this contract. We're going to borrow the items. You have to borrow the items. Okay? You have to borrow the items. Doesn't work unless you borrow the items. Okay. It's a bummer because it costs $1,600, but I mean, look at all the stuff you get for $1,600. I mean, you're getting these massive crone trailers. Massive crone trailers. You're getting a fence with a nice header. We're gonna do some forage harvesting. Now the downside is you have to transport chaff, which is annoying. But maybe we can get the game to do that for us. I haven't been able to figure out the CP and deliver stuff yet. I don't know. Has anyone else figured that out? To like get the workers to just dump something into a silo? I haven't been able to figure that out. But maybe we can figure it out tonight. We're figuring out lots of other stuff. Hee. Well, we'll see if we can figure it out tonight. If you kind of understand how the game thinks, sometimes we can work around what the game wants. Not as good as auto drive, and I think we have auto drive on this playthrough. Do we? I don't even know. Oops, that was a telephone pole. No, we don't have auto drive. Mainly because I haven't been bothered enough to set up auto drive. Setting up auto drive takes a lot of work. Even if you use like someone else's auto drive configuration, getting it to work the way you want just takes a lot of work. But maybe we can use the regular helpers. Yes, I know. I'm half full of parsnips. And by the way, this is the borrowed equipment for one contract. I'm just using the same equipment for 2 contracts because I can. Let's see if I can. If I'm smart, I don't want it to pour the front. Oh, you know what? I have to turn it on anyways. I was like trying to avoid the auto tip thing, but I think I have to do this anyways. And where's this going? Where's this getting sold? Fruit collect. Deliver to same place. And by the way, I'm also releasing an update. I have to release an update for that one too now. I'm releasing an update to one of my mods that I have released privately, which is the Silo and Fermenter pack. But I also am releasing an update to the farm fill stations, which is almost ready to go. I just have to get the translations done. But I made 2 big changes to the farm fill stations for anyone who's interested. Number 1 is I added a market price version of the silo. So for those of you who don't like all the extra discounts my silo gives and you want something where you can just buy stuff and it costs the same as everything else, fine. I've listened. I heard you. There is now a market price version of my silo, of all of the silos. So the fieldwork silo, the bulk silo, the liquid silo, all of them. So that if you don't want to play with all the extra bonuses, you don't have to. I'm not forcing you to play with it. I'd rather you use my mods and play the way you want to play. I never thought that anyone would actually want to pay full price for stuff, but you know, some people do. So that's cool. It's cool with me. So I added a market price version of the silos for all of you who like to play realistic and not have bonuses. It's the first change. The second change is a much more minor change that you only notice if you do a lot of contracts, which is if you do a lot of contracts, you will eventually notice that your contracts, if you have a bulk fill station on your map, your contracts will ask you to deliver to the bulk fill station and the bulk fill station only. It literally won't deliver to anything else on the map because the bulk fill station has the best price, always, because of the bonuses and stuff like that. And so if you have a bulk station on your map, it becomes the only delivery point for all contracts, which kind of sucks because, I mean, it's cool the first time and it made me happy the first and second time, maybe the third time too. But then eventually I'm like, every single contract is delivering to the bulk fill station. And I'm like, really? Just going the same place again? Like, it's kind of annoying. I would rather experience the map and see all that a map has to offer. I don't want it always to be going to my stuff. So there is a setting in the XML for the fill stations, for the selling stations or whatever, which basically says don't use this for contracts. And I can show you real quick. If we go to the farm fill stations, XML, bulk fill station, if we come down here to selling station, the selling station here, it appears on stats and it says allow missions. There it is. So for anything that has a selling station, if you add allow missions equals false, it won't use that selling station for missions. So something that you're placing on your own farm as a container or a silo or your own farm's production, you should really have this value in your thing. Modders, beware. That way your thing doesn't become a point for everyone to do. So if it's something you're making that's kind of designed for your own farm and not designed for everyone to use, like something you pre-place on the map, like a production point, then definitely add that setting, the allow missions equals false, because it means that it'll prevent that thing you're placing on your own farm for yourself to be used for missions. That's just the right way to do it. Most people don't know about that setting. But if you do run into that problem where you're seeing that a modder has made a thing that's designed for your farm, like the mini farm things, like, you know, there's all those mini productions that Giants added in this version, where you have like the mini bakery and the mini farm stand and the mini whatever, right? The mini sawmill that you put on your own farm. Those don't make good locations to deliver things to, because it's on your own farm. It's for you. It's not for contracts. And so I would assume that that setting would be set on all of those mini things in the base game. I don't know if they are or not, but I would assume. But if they're not, just so you know, that's how that works. Guy named Raznak sent me, hey Cowboy, oh my gosh, Cowboy, how are you doing? I haven't seen Cowboy in years. How's it going, Cowboy? Good to see you. Welcome in for the Raznak Raiders, if that's what's going on. Welcome in, folks. Nightwolf, good to see you. I was hoping to see Raznak stream this tonight, but I ended up having something going on at the house and couldn't actually pull myself away to be able to go over to Raz's stream. Raz doesn't stream very much, and I miss it, so thank you. I don't know who sent you. Thanks for coming in, Raz. I greatly appreciate it. We're doing some weird contracts tonight. These are fun. We're messing with the additional contracts mod, and right now I'm doing in single player, I'm doing a forage pickup contract, but I'm doing it in single player, which is really weird, because using a rope a mouse in single player is just odd. Hey, look, I can pass them just as much as they pass me. Haha. So I had this idea I want to float by you guys. Let me know what you think. So I'm going to do a new series, and I'm trying to kind of blend the kind of things that I do when I'm doing live streams, right? Which is, I like to I do some gameplay live streams, but I also do some teaching. I'm trying to show you the things that I know so you can learn something on your own, like I just did just now. I want to do that more. And I don't just want to do tutorial videos. I want to make it contextual. So I had this kind of idea, like, how do I explain this? You know, sometimes when you're watching like kids, or like, okay, so I'm older, so whatever. But when I was younger, we used to have like kid cartoon shows, and they would have this, like, sometimes they would have certain shows would have like a blurb, or like the G.I. Joe, so you know kind of stuff, where they would do like a commercial break kind of thing in the middle of a show, and they would explain the science of it, or they would explain why something happens, or they would explain why you need to run out of a burning building. G.I. Joe, get the fuck out. That's a great commercial, by the way. I want to do that for Farm Sim, which just sounds weird, but hear me out. What I want to do is this next gameplay that I'm doing, it's going to be recorded, but I want to have like modding moments or something. I don't know. I don't think I have a good name for them, but a modding moment is the general premise. And basically, like on the map that I'm on, it's a very unique map and it has a bunch of features that most people don't understand how that's even humanly possible. But I want to be able to like dive into it and explain either why something doesn't work or why something does work the way it does. You know, like, or like, oh, if you're making a production and your production recipes are too slow, this is why. And then do like a quick, like, I don't know, commercial break aside kind of thing, and like explain it. Not like a commercial break like Raznak does or used to do with all his streams, where he would have an actual commercial that was produced. Raz's commercials are awesome and epic. If you ever get a chance to see some of Raz's commercials, Raznak does some awesome commercials. But like an actual, like a learning moment, a teaching moment, right? And I know that seems lame, and I would probably get a lot of people not liking it, but at the same time, that's the world I live in, right? I live in this world of I can't leave well enough alone, right? I can never leave well enough alone. So I'm always editing things or modding things or changing things or tweaking settings, or if something doesn't work the way I want it to work, I'll stop and fix it. You know what I mean? And I thought that that actually might make good content, right? Not a dedicated video, but a like a commercial break essentially, or a modding break, where we talk about why something works the way it does and how to overcome it or how to do it for yourself, right? You don't have to make any new commercials. All the old ones still play well. Don't worry about it. But anyway, so I was thinking about doing that for the next playthrough, and I'm trying to like I already have, I know what the commercial would be for the first episode. And I want to make it kind of fun if I can. But just that idea. What do you guys think about that idea? Is that silly, or am I crazy for thinking that that's actually going to work, or what? Let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. Like, I want to make it kind of interactive, right? Like, an example, the map that I'm going to be playing, there's a bug in the map, right? And I found it when I was testing it before I played it. But there's an actual bug in the map. It's unplayable for a certain feature that should be in every map, but it's broken. And so I assume that a lot of people are not going to play this map because that thing doesn't work. And so maybe, exactly, Deep South, maybe for PC players, they're going to get something out of it. And maybe console players can get something out of it too, because everything is a learning moment, right? When it comes to farm sim. Because whether you're a console player or a PC player, a lot of console players, I know, a lot of console players have moved into trying to either make mods or make maps, right? Why not explain why something happens? You know, and that's exactly, Raz is 100% right. That's what happened today. Or not today, yesterday. Yesterday I had a little bit of free time because of the holiday. I had the day off of work and I was all excited, and I started recording the first episode of this new series. And I got 30 minutes in, and I realized that one of the vehicles that I picked as my starting equipment when I started recording, and I'm literally recording this live, like we're doing an actual video recording, which I don't do very often. I realized that piece of equipment didn't work the way I thought it did. I was so annoyed, and I tried troubleshooting it. I tried fixing the XML. I tried editing the XML so that it, like, you know, update mass equals false. And I couldn't figure it out. It was basically a wheel loader that I was trying to use to pick up rocks. And for whatever reason, it didn't matter what was in the bucket or how the bucket was coded. This wheel loader was not working at all. And I was like, And like I tried to record me troubleshooting it. I tried to record me fixing it. It's just, it was not working out. It made me so upset because I wanted it to work. And so I ended up scrapping all of the, you know, the 30 minutes of video that I had already recorded. And I still haven't gone back to record it again. But nonetheless, I think that the point is, I think, and for me, is for PC players, and a lot of PC players will understand this, and people who've been in the chat, like Joe, for example, just Joe up above, who was chatting here earlier. He's reached out to me and asked me questions, and I've shown him how to fix things. And that's one thing that I like doing. But a lot of times, showing somebody how to fix something when it's an actual problem is a much better teaching moment than fabricating a problem just to show how to resolve a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like when you watch someone on YouTube or anywhere else trying to explain something, and they make up a story about how that thing broke or how it got to be the way it is, and then they fix it, and it's all prepared, and it's all like what do we call it, like a fake, or just prepared and just not natural. You can tell that it was a setup, right? And so I was thinking, like, maybe I can add in some of those kind of teaching moments while I'm playing. So when I stop to go edit the code, instead of just editing the code then going back to recording, right? Instead of just leaving that out, what if I actually record me fixing it and explaining how to fix it to help someone? Even if one person learns something, that's, to me, that's a win. That's a huge win. So yeah, that's the idea. That's what I'm going to try to do with the next video, or the next video series, is in each video series try to actually show how how to fix something on the map, or how a vehicle that I'm using was customized to work the way it does, or maybe explain some of the cool features on this map, how they were done, why something works the way it does, you know, those kind of things. I think that's, I don't know, to me that's a good middle ground between playing the game, modding the game, and creating content. I'm not even gonna drive this thing back. We just got some harvest income, and we can collect on both of these contracts. Collect 10 grand, that's good. Collect on this one. There we go. Sweet. So this farm, we are on this one, the third farm for our challenge. Just made another, I forget what it was, 78 now is 94, so another 20 grand. It's pretty good. Let's go do the other contract, which is going to be equally fun. But doing it single player kind of sucks. We may lease our own equipment at some point just to make this challenge easier. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a forage contract on this chaff field here, or this cornfield. We're gonna harvest some chaff in a contract, which actually works pretty well. That's not what I wanted to do. I did not do that. Okay. Boop, boop, boop. Fent. Boop, boop, boop. Grab this. Now, since I'm in single player mode, I have to tow this trailer myself. And if this doesn't allow me to tow the trailer myself, oh, it does. Cool, sweet. So because I'm single player, I have to tow the trailer myself. Which means that whenever I'm full, I'm just going to have to stop and empty it. Which is kind of a bummer, because this is a really, really big field. Biggest benefit of playing a multiplayer game in single player is you can't knock down road signs. I knock down so many road signs when I'm playing. It's unreal. But in multiplayer, you don't knock down road signs because of the way the multiplayer works. And yeah, here's the downside of this vehicle selection. Is you have a multi-axle trailer. And it doesn't make corners very well. Can I tandem these trailers? I don't think so. I was looking earlier. There's no hitch on the back of this one or the other one. So I actually looked into the code for the contract system, and I can show you actually. Here, I'll show you. Why don't I say it? I just show you. Additional contracts, mission vehicles, chaff mission vehicles. So this is how it defines the mission vehicles you get for a contract. So the one we're doing right now is something like this. No, not that one. I think it's this one. Yeah, here. It's this one. This is the old version of it. I edited it. But basically, for the type of chaff, grain, big, large, single player. So it's probably this one. But basically, you define the forage harvester. This is like a listing of what vehicles you get for the contract. And so for this contract, where's the crone? Where's the crone one? I know the crone one's here. I saw it, didn't I? Or did I delete it? I might have deleted it. I think I deleted it. But anyways, it just lists out the vehicles you get. So this is good. This contract right here is getting the Jaguar 990 TT, the Orbis 900, which is the 9-meter header, 2 class Xerions, and 2 Bergman tractors. That's what it gives you for the grain one. For the big, large field, it does something similar, except it gives you a Jaguar. It gives you 2 tractors, or 2 harvesters. For some reason, I don't know why you get 2 harvesters for single player, but whatever. Hey, Bad Pumpkin, welcome in. But that's how the mission vehicles are defined. And basically, if we zoom out a little bit, because this is super zoomed in, there's a bunch. 3. There's chaff missions are defined for small, medium, and large fields, right? And so the one we're on is probably this one. Yeah, here it is. This is the one we're on. Fendt Katana, 390 header, Fendt Vario, and I don't know. Yeah, and then the 2 GX 520 trailers. But if I wanted these to be a different trailer, I just define a different trailer here in that thing. But that's not the case, and we have the Krone GX trailers, and these do not have a rear hitch, and actually the base game ones do not have the availability for a rear hitch, so that wouldn't work. But as you can see, we're actually doing a contract chaffing a field, and that never happens. It does look like hieroglyphics. Exactly. So what we were looking at, this is XML, which is a programming language. It's actually not a programming language, it's a markup language. There's the difference. But this XML is how you define just about everything in the game. Almost everything in the game is defined with XML. So this is just the mission vehicles. It's very easy to read. Mission vehicles, mission type, chaff mission, group size small, right? It's just the vehicles that are defined for what type of mission. And that mod, the additional contracts mod, has defined new missions that don't exist in the base game. So now, because I'm using that mod, I have chaff missions. And that's half of the work of how to get that, how that works. Boop. Duh. Okay, there we go. But I don't understand why in single player... Like, I get that this trailer is huge and it holds a lot. But why would you have 2 tractors in single player? That doesn't make sense. Because what are you going to do? One of those tractors is going to be always sitting around not being used. Right? Because you can't do 2 trailers. You can't... Well, maybe, actually, if we figure out the worker thing... Maybe we'll actually use both tractors. So let's try to figure out the worker thing and see if we can get the 2 trailers to work. I don't know if it's going to work, but I think it will. So this is what Outlaw does for a living, I guess. I think he does the carting part. But I think it's actually just fun, like doing something different. Like when you play this game as much as myself or other people, and if you do spend time doing contracts to make money, which is one of the things to move forward in this game, you end up doing the same thing over and over. And you know that part of your year you're just gonna be doing harvest contracts for, for an entire day or whatever, right? So I think it's really cool to add in those extra types of contracts, extra different things you can do within the contract system to make money. So I have 4 different contract things set up. I don't see how many we see. We have, here's another fruit collection contract with that Ropa on field 7. That would take forever and a day. We have rolling contracts, which is not normal. We have these special contracts, which is basically like pick up this thing that's somewhere and deliver it somewhere else. It's like oh, I've been harvesting this field without actually collecting anything. Oh, wrong one. All right. And there's a bunch of other contracts you can get. I don't need this weight. Why does the game always give you weights? Everyone likes weights, but you do not need weights to tow a trailer. Go away. It's not necessary. All right, let's figure this out. I don't know how to do this. We'll figure it out together. Okay. We'll disconnect that trailer. We'll come in here and collect this trailer. And then we're going to go over here to get out of the traffic. And then we're going to I'm going to click here to get into the contract menu. And then I'm going to do Courseplay, Unload Combine. Nah. I didn't know Courseplay had that setting. Cool. I think I have to get out of this tractor, don't I? Where's the job menu? There used to be a job menu. I don't know where it is anymore. It's the one thing I miss. Create job. Deliver. Where am I delivering this? Bakery? Oh, cool, 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 cool. That's the one. Loading position. We're gonna load right here. And we're gonna loop. Start job. I don't know if it's gonna figure it out. He might figure it out. If he drives away, I'll be amazed. I doubt he will, but I'm gonna pretend that that's gonna work. Why is there no worker in there? Come on. No active workers. Did I miss an error message? Create job. Deliver to there. Start job. Why are you not starting the job, you dingleberry? Unloading station is... No, it is not. How do you... You don't know that the unloading station is full. Create job. Farm. Oh, farm. Wait, I'm not supposed to do there. I'm supposed to do the... No. 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 Wait, that's not where it's supposed to go. Hold on. I'll figure this out. Silo fermenter. I'm supposed to go to the fermenter, not the multi-fruit silo. Okay. So... click. Create job. Deliver. What silo is that? No, I want the fermenter. It's not in the list. Dang it, it's not in the list. It should say silo fermenter. And it's not in the list, so I can't unload there. Press H. Let's try that. Can I click on it? Let's try clicking on it. Yeah, see, this is the one. So this is the silo. Is loading mean unloading? Deliver, go to... I could at least go to and have it drive there. Target is unreachable. This is why auto drive would totally work. And this actually might be my fault. This might be my fault. Because I would bet money that the AI spline that's part of the destination doesn't connect to a road, so it can't figure out how to get there. Okay, it's fine. I will just have it go to the road in front of the store of the silo, and at least that does something. Start job. All right. Well, at least I can actually get one more row done or something. If I put down the header. Well, that's something. I'm going to have to dump it until it's drive back and forth. At which point I think we're probably going to have to use both trucks to be constantly driving back and forth while I do this. Let's just for extra money, I guess. Let's do this. I don't know if that actually works. It might. And I'll show you why that silo doesn't work and why the farm silo that's right next to it does. I'll show you. There's a reason. It makes sense to how I set it up. And if we watch on the big map where that guy is, he's driving there, but it's going to take him forever. So... These fields are strange because, not strange, but they look like they're perfectly square, but they're not. They look like they're going to be happy square fields, but they're actually not happy square fields. They're almost happy square fields, basically. I definitely should have. And that's the thing, right? We're using the contract equipment here. Now, the smart thing to do, and we're making a $50,000 contract. So the smart thing to do is to actually do this. The smart thing to do is not deal with all the driving back and forth. The smart thing to do is to go into here and go to the Colossus. Where's the Colossus pack? I just saw it a second ago. Do I not have it on here? I know I do. I have the TARDIS trailer pack. I don't have the Colossus pack. What? I guess maybe not on this playthrough. Yeah, to go to the TARDIS pack and then go to this trailer, the one that has the thingy, and then do that. That's 200,000 liters. And just get 2 of those. But I'd have to lease them, so... That's better than this, I guess. Oh, I keep taking the header off. So let's do that. Because this is going to take forever if I have to deal with all the trucking. We'll never finish in time. We have like 20 minutes left. At least there's off-road tires. No cover. Don't care. XL. Lease. Yes. Oh, that's cheap. Lease. Cheap. Okay. This guy's waiting to... So the reason this is not going to work is because I set up the trailer where we're delivering this as a back-in. I'm not going to back in right now because I don't really care that much. But as a back-in dump point instead of a horizontal dump point. And since this little dirt road is not part of the mapped roads that are part of the map, it can't figure out how to map there, which is why it's not working. Okay, so just leave this guy here. He's done. This guy is going to deliver the new trailers and drive over there to deliver the old stuff. Oh wait, the new trailers are here. I forgot that I set my new target. You have to remember that this game save, I started this game save like 2 weeks after, or maybe 3 weeks after the game was released. Right? Like, this game save has been going for a while. So the mods that are here, a lot of the mods that are in the mod folder are still like the original mods that were only mods that were available when the game first came out, right? There we go. That was painful to watch. I'm sorry. At least now I'll be able to get like 2 or 3 passes before getting full. And I'm still gonna, there's no way I'm gonna finish before the end of the stream, which is in 20 minutes. But at least we'll get a little bit more of it done. Yeah, I had a lockpin mod in 22. I haven't seen it in 24 yet, but yeah, you need a lockpin mod for those type of trailers. I don't mind backing them up. They're just slow and obnoxious to back them up, so yeah, it's always annoying. Go to right target position, go to right here. Start. Don't forget to turn on your hazards. I mean, you can't go anywhere without turning on your hazards, right? I lost it. Where is it? Where's the forage harvester? Oh, there it is. I was like, what? How did I miss it? Boop-a-da boop. Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for all being here. Thank you for coming along. What I'd love actually is if everyone could let me know in the comments below if you've been here for long enough where you actually learned something. It's kind of my goal going forward. I want to make sure I'm teaching what I know about the game for everyone. So if you learned a little something, even if you don't end up actually using it, if you learned a little something, please let me know. I would love to hear from you if you did. Let me know in those comments below after the stream ends. If you found any of this useful. I do what I can to try to share information and try to share my knowledge. Let me know when you guys are done. Okay, I know it's for contract work. I got it. At least we can make tight corners now with these new trailers. Because we couldn't make tight corners before. So I think the goal of the 3 farms is the main farm is still working on its main purpose. The other farm, it's literally its only purpose is building the temple. That is our goal. We're going to keep going until we build the temple. Unfortunately, and I might have to make a mod for this. Unfortunately, the temple has taken forever. We're 3 years in to to this playthrough, like we're literally August of year 3. So we've been playing for 2 years total on this map. And we've supplied every supply that temple needs. And right now it has all the supplies it's gonna need for all of the rest of the construction projects that it needs. But the temple has 52 stages for its construction project. And we're on stage 8. That's insane. So if we think of, that's basically 4 stages per year. And if we're doing 52 stages, that means we're gonna be here for 13 years before we finish that construction project. I don't want to play this. I mean, I'm going to play this map for 13 years, but that just seems a little excessive, right? Just a little excessive. To have to play a map for 13 years to finish a construction project? That's... Am I doing my math right? 52 divided by 4? Is that 13? Yeah. Like, that's a long time. Like, who actually... I imagine finishing the temple without speeding up time, there's probably only a half a dozen players who had that much patience on this map. And the whole purpose of this "can you survive" thing is not really it's like, can you survive and stay mentally active on a map for that long before going crazy? And the actual "can you survive" challenge, the original rules were 1,500 hours of gameplay, 1,500 hours of gameplay on a single map, a Giants map. And my modification to the rules, which I got Rusty to approve because Rusty Money Gaming was his challenge. My modification is I'm going to split that between 3 maps. That's a little bit more consumable for me. I might even split it between 4 maps, you know, and lower it to like whatever 1,500 divided by 4, or do 1,600 hours and do 4 maps, 400 hours each. Because I'm 100 hours into this map and I already have 3 farms. 2 of those farms are almost completely set up. I'm working on the 3rd farm, but I still have 400 hours on this map to go. That's... I don't know if I can do it. I don't think I've ever done that many hours on one map. I mean, you need contracts to keep you busy and doing something. I think maybe the only way you get through that many years of time is if you wake up in the morning, you do whatever 1 or 2 tasks you have for the day, and then you sleep. Or you fast forward time. Like, I think that's the only way you'd actually make it through the 14 years it takes to build the temple, is if you're sleeping through most of that time. Like, I'm playing full days, you know, dawn to dusk every year, and doing every contract there is, literally. And I've even done all the really annoying contracts, like the deadwood contracts, or the log delivery contracts, or the stone crushing contracts. Like, I've done all of them. Which, by the way, we should look to see if there's more contracts, because I'm a stickler for getting stuff to do. Bale collect, bale wrapping. Bale collect is annoying. Bale wrapping is not that bad. Fruit collect, I might do that one also. It'll take a long time, but it's good money. And I already have the TARDIS trailers, so I'll make it easier, I guess. Oh, you know what I'll do? Ooh, I got an idea. Let's do... I'm going to accept this contract. We're not going to do it tonight. We can try it out, actually. We're not going to borrow the equipment. We're not going to borrow the equipment. We're going to do this. I want to check to see if my idea would work. Okay, let's just try it out. Okay, we're going to try something out. I want to see if that fruit collection contract works the way I think it'll work. All right, ready? Save, quit. You guys want to watch me try something in real time. So I think the lizard forage pickup should work for that contract. I don't know. So we're going to download it. I hate how the search only works in game, but the work on the search in the mod hub doesn't work at all. Did you ever notice that? That's stupid annoying. Let's go find the lizard forage pickup. Where is it? Here. Yoink. Start. I don't care. Start. Start. We should be able to test it out with the Unimog, because the Unimog has a bigger bed than normal. So does anyone know? There's a lot of people here. Thank you everyone for being here. 28 viewers. That's amazing. Don't forget to hit that like button, everyone. I don't ask very often, and I don't pressure people to do it, but please hit that like button. Let me know if you like this, like the stream. But does anyone know? I haven't heard anything, mainly because I'm not actually watching. But has anyone heard anything about the new map? Like the next map that's coming out for the next year 2 pass, because they always do another map. Does anyone know what the next map's going to be about? Like where it's located, like what the region is, even the region or the general area of the world? I'm really curious. Because from my perspective, the Kinleg map, I'm really loving the Kinleg map. Honestly, I can't wait to play that map as part of this challenge. I think it's going to be a really awesome map. It'll be an awesome map for this challenge. I think I'm going to get a lot out of it. But my question is does anyone know? Because I don't. Does anyone know what the plans are for the next map? Has Giants announced anything? Are they just being super hush-hush like they always do? Inquiring minds want to know. All right, let's pick this up. Where's the forage pickup? I might actually buy this. No, I don't think I'll buy this. I'm going to lease it for now. Design color there. Lease. $3 grand. It's a $37,000 contract, so I think that's not bad. So does anyone know if Giants has announced anything about that map? I'm really... Rumors, Italy or that area? Okay. Okay. That's a tough one. If I was Giants, I would not pick Italy. I really wouldn't. I would not, under any circumstances, pick Italy. Because... if Giants picks... Oh, it does work. Look at this. If Giants picks Italy for that map, they have to... They're literally competing against EDO mod. And I don't think Giants has it in them to compete against EDO mod. I mean, Giants has had some good maps lately. Kinleg is amazing. But it's not up to EDO mod standards. Like, EDO mod changes the game in a lot of places. I'm a big fan of their maps. Every map they've made for FS22 or 25 has been pretty amazing. But I don't think Giants is close, but everyone's going to automatically compare anything that Giants makes on that map with EDO mods maps. This works perfect. Nice. I actually like the fruit collection things now. Using the mouse was annoying, but if I can just do it like this, Hell yes. I mean, it's still going to take a long time. This is a big field. And I'm already full. But okay. All right. We're going to go back to doing this one because this is the actual contract we started off on. And I'm hoping that it'll actually switch trailers. I think it will. I mean, when I did the other field over here, field 7 or something like that, with another forage harvesting contracts, and it was 2 of the Brantner trailers, the Brantner XL, and it still reached the second trailer. But I don't know if those were modded trailers or those were specific for this contract mod. Like, I don't know if they were base game trailers or not. So the question here is, as soon as it hits, it fills up the first trailer, will it automatically switch to the second one? I really don't know. It should. But it all depends on the way so trailers have a setup, and if you guys don't know this, trailers have, one of the things that's part of a trailer is the auto aim target. So each trailer has an auto aim target for these types of things, for the forage things. So when anything is pointing at that trailer to aim into it, you notice how the angle is always at a certain height, and the auto aim target slowly moves up that back wall, right? So when you're pointing at this trailer, the auto aim target has to work for forage harvesters. That's the way it's set up that way. And see how it automatically adjusted to the back one? That means the auto aim targets are set up right. So if your auto aim target is not set up right, or a trailer is built without an auto aim target, then you won't be able to use it for forage harvesters because it doesn't have anywhere to point. So anytime you have stuff in here, the way the game works, and this is just the way the game engine works, is the part that's on the screen here, from this point here to this right here is an animation. There isn't physical stuff flying through the air. It's just an animation. And it's an animation that probably is about this long, that is being stretched to go from this point to this point. So it's just 2 points. So there's a start point, which is on the forage harvester, and there's an end point, which is on the trailer. That endpoint is the auto aim target that's part of your fill unit. And that changes the height. You can actually have multiple targets depending on how thick it is. So the reason why that Unimog was stopped working was because it had reached it was having a problem aiming into the Unimog because the auto aim target wasn't adjusting properly. That's why it wasn't working. So you can see here, that's why this one is working. But that's all it is. All this thing is actually just an animation. Just like the stones coming out of the stone crusher thing. It's just an animation. Those are not actual stones. The game isn't tracking that. It doesn't care. It's just an animation. It's just a visual. But that's how it works. So really all that's happening here is the game is saying run an animation from the end of the forage harvester to the fill target in the trailer. And at the same time, add content to the trailer slowly over time, and it's keep adding content, add in a loop. And that's how the trailer's filling up. But that's why that works and how that works. It's kind of cool if you think about how it works. So when it's moving, all this is really doing is keeping track of those targets so they're always pointing together. They're always pointing where they need to go. And that's how it keeps pointed in the right direction. Pretty cool, right? Well, I've got some cool contracts to finish up. I've got my work cut out for me for the rest of the day. We don't have any more special contracts that I can sign up for, do we? Do some bale wrapping. If I had carton rolls, I could make some definite money selling carton rolls. 84,000 liters of carton rolls, but I don't have a way to make carton rolls, so sorry. I just sold almost that much red beets. If I have extra chaff, I could do this one. Spraying, rolling. Rolling contracts are nice. The new rolling contracts are nice for this special thing. And it looks like Contract Boost is working for the rolling contracts, which is actually very cool. I didn't know that would work. So either their mod built in this support for Contract Boost, or my mod automatically handled it. One or the other. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and finish off these contracts. I've had fun chatting with everybody. We got 28 awesome people watching. Thank you so much for coming along. I will actually have to pay the raid forward real quick. So give me a half a second. I'm going to do something on my other computer. Going into here, going to home. Live. Is anyone else live? Reload. He's playing World of Warcraft. No, I don't see anyone else playing Farm Sim right now. Deep South, got any suggestions? You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm happy that you learned a lot. That makes me very, very happy. And unfortunately, there isn't anyone I can redirect you to, so I'm just going to have to say goodbye. I want to say a special thank you to all of our AI members. You guys keep this channel alive and keep this thing happening. Yes, I know I have to update these names. I haven't updated them in a little while. If you'd like to be one of our AI members, a little bit of support goes a long way. It's only a couple bucks. Hit that membership button down below. And for the premium tier members, I do some one-on-one modding training. So if you'd like to get some one-on-one training for modding, or how to build something, or how to join the modding community and all that kind of stuff, I do one-on-one training for the higher tier members. But for everyone, your support helps keep this channel alive. So thank you very much. And thank you for everything you guys do. I greatly appreciate everyone watching. But that's going to be it for me tonight. I'm going to go ahead and finish these contracts off stream, and I'll see you guys next time. This weekend, we will be playing, hopefully finishing up Planet Crafter on the planet that we're on, and then hopefully doing a little bit more of the Arctic Awakening gameplay on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll check those out, and until then, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for coming along. Have a great one. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.